Here are 5 steps to wholesaling. One of the things that you'll find out as a new and up and coming wholesaler that you're gonna have to have that hustle mentality. That's number one. You gotta work. The thing about wholesale is not that people don't want to do it, but it's a grind work. It's having to hear the word no over and over and over again and still grind. One of the good things about wholesaling is that once you start learning it, it could provide a good income, especially when you have it down to a system. The beginning, you'll find out what works and what doesn't work. You'll start learning what works in your area, and you start seeing that every area is different. You have to market different ways. Nowadays, it's 2024. Every wholesaler out there has probably skip traced everyone, called every single listing that there is out there. And you have so many people that are doing the same thing over and over again. I'm on the field and I hear the same thing over from people is, are you one of those investors that I'm not going to have an assignable contract? Why? Because many wholesalers are not really realistic and don't really have many things in place for these people. And one of the things is you have to know what the value of a house is, especially with interest rates. You have certain people that think that we're still in 2020 where everything is rising, and what you really start seeing is that everything's kind of digressing a little bit, and prices are really coming down where they should be somewhat in retrospect. So, number one, you have to have hustle. Number two, you have to do marketing. Marketing is a key aspect, whether it is putting I buy houses sign. And like I mentioned earlier, you have so many investors that have been invested in Deal Machine, invested in PropStream, in every single type of social type of different platforms out there, and there's nothing wrong with those companies because I've used them, and they have their purpose and thing in this space. But also, a lot of it is when it gets too busy. Everybody was doing the call, the VAs, everything from overseas. Everybody was doing that 2022, 21, 20, and a lot of things that when it goes real far, a lot of it tends to come right back to what it used to be. And where I'm seeing more traction is from old school stuff, from not as from I buy houses sign, old school, just talking to people. That's actually pretty old school there. And you start seeing that many people are having issues, even with maybe not the abundance of properties, but a lot of people just overwhelmed. Even you have a lot of investors that have been overwhelmed too, because there is such a thing as being property rich and cash poor. I've been in those situations, so I definitely know. So that's number two, is marketing. Number three is that you need a title company that's willing to work with someone like you that does wholesaling. Not every title company is created equally, and because you have so many wholesalers that have had such a bad reputation with title companies, many title companies are hesitant because of the assignments of the assignment clauses, and a lot of them is that title companies kind of caught in the middle there. So, and what they end up having to do is they have to deal with the homeowner, and the homeowner's wondering, well, I thought I was going to get paid, and the actual thing is, the clause is really is an assignable contract. The wholesaler is not obligated. I have those type of contracts. I try to not to hurt people, but when you do that, you have to be considered that when you do use title companies, you have to be very cognizant that you're in business. So having good reputation, having a person of your word. If you have people you have worked with before, proof of funds, I, I take that with a grain of salt because many people could print out proof of funds, but I try to work with people of reputation, especially if that's what they do to feed their families is flip houses and they need a property like that. Definitely, that's always a good sign. Number three, you need number four actually. You need investors. You need to work with qualified investors that actually are doing that. One of the things is I feel that I've heard both sides of the equation, where is find the money first, or well, first you got to find the deal and the money comes, or find the money and then find the deal. Well, there's no right or wrong way. I've had them happen both ways actually. There's been times where I haven't had the the deal, but I've found money, but I've always kept those relationships working. But usually I've had deals where they were such good deals I could find investors. This is the thing: good money finds good deals. If you're having a hard time assigning contracts, then you're probably offering too much. And a wholesale assignment is you're making that little spread in the middle. So if you have a area where the average home fixed up sells for 300,000, and a home needs about $75,000 worth of repair, you got to give a little wiggle room for the investor to make money. You have to have a little wiggle room for holding costs. You have to do that. So you as a wholesaler have to do that math. And you got to say to yourself, well, you know what? I can't really offer $200,000 for this house because it's not going to happen. I got to make some money. And that's where you start learning, okay, the value of this house is 160. When you start going that low, and even 150, some of you probably see probably 120. But especially with the prices of today's labor, I've had projects that have gone overages, and it has nothing to do with like, it's the same people I'm working, but prices of labor has gone up. You ain't getting guys for $125 a day. Heck no. I mean, you're looking at. I mean, I'm in Chattanooga. I know every area is different, but we're looking anywhere from $250 to, if you want top guys, you're looking at $300, $350 a day per person, and that eats up costs. Especially when a few years ago it was 100. So you have to have those costs added into your asking price. So when an investor comes and say, okay, there's a little bit of meat for me to chew on. So, and also gives them an idea if they want to do a rental, if they want to do an Airbnb. So that's another thing. And you need houses. You need houses. You need inventory. So you got to make offers. One of the things about being a wholesaler is that it's a grind game. It's a numbers game, and it's all about percentages. So you have to have the mindset of saying to yourself, okay, I'm okay with hearing the word no. I'm okay with hearing that. But I'm also okay with going out there, putting bandit signs, calling people. You have to call people, because if you don't hear the word no, or you're not making enough offers. And many investors use a rule of thumb, which is for every, you got to make at least 100 offers just to find 3 decent deals. And maybe out of those 3 decent deals, you're probably going to find one really good one. And that's always a good rule of thumb, and anybody who's in the numbers game knows that to be true. So this was a quick beginner's guide on wholesaling. Understanding that wholesaling is a great way to get into real estate with little to no money. And it's not that that is, it is little to no money, but it's sweat equity. So it's not just totally free. You got to put in the time, you got to put in the work. And what you're doing is that you're really a facilitator. Think of it as Jeff Bezos. Think of it, Jeff Bezos with Amazon. He's facilitating. He's creating people that want a product with people who have a product, and he created a platform for them to do that type of work. And as a wholesaler, that's all you are. You're kind of like a smaller version of Jeff Bezos or Amazon or eBay, where you really facilitate that. And it's a way where you can scale, and that's where I'm at. I'm still scaling. I've done several flips by this time, and then I want to get into commercial properties, and I know there's people already there, and that's okay. I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying getting my hands dirty, and I love that. But that's how I started learning in the real estate game. So if you have any questions, you can always put anything in the comments. But this was a beginner's guide to wholesaling. One of the things they also want to remember is you have to have your contracts too. Can't forget that. Contracts. I don't have 5-page contracts. I live in Tennessee, which I use a 1-page contract. If you really like this video and you want to have that 1-page contract, I'll just send it to you. There's nothing in it for me. Just as a gift for me, and you can see what an agreement looks like, and I'll show you. It's 1 page where it has an assignable clause to it, and I would love to help you. So I look forward to talking, and any comments on the chat that you have there. Look forward to hearing those, good or bad. So until next time.